Yo, True Crime fam, what's good? Welcome back to my channel, where we unpack the darkest stories with heart and a little shade for the villains. Today, we're diving into a case that'll hit you right in the feels, straight out of Farmersville, Texas. A small town where trust was everything until one monster tore it apart. This is the story of Rachelle O'Neil Tolleson, a 20-year-old mom whose light shone brighter than the Texas sun, and the coward, Moises Sandoval Mendoza, who tried to snuff it out. Buckle up, because this one's a journey through love, loss, and a community that refused to let Rachelle's memory fade. Stick around to the end for a tribute to her incredible spirit. Let's do this. Farmersville, Texas, 2004. Picture a place so cozy, it's like living in a country song. Neighbors swap recipes, kids chase fireflies, and nobody locks their doors. It's the kind of town where you know everyone's business, but it's all love. In this warm bubble, Rachelle O'Neil Tolleson was a superstar. Born January 20th, 1984, Rachelle was 20 with a smile that could melt hearts and a soul full of dreams. She was a mom to her 6-month-old daughter, Avery, her absolute universe. Rachelle wasn't just raising a baby, she was pouring every ounce of love into making Avery's world magical. Scrapbooking memories, singing Christmas carols in the middle of summer, planning to become a teacher to inspire kids. This woman was goals. Her parents, Pam and Mark O'Neil, called her their glue, the one who kept the family tight with daily check-ins and endless laughter. Rachelle wasn't just a light in Farmersville, she was the whole dang sun. Now enter Moises Sandoval Mendoza, born January 26, 1984. He's also 20, a Farmersville high grad who seemed okay at first glance. Decent grades, scholarships, training to fix ACs. Like, cool, Moises, you're out here adulting. But hold up. This dude had a shadow side. Neighbors caught him losing it, like pinning his mom and sister down in their yard. He'd a 14-year-old girl. Major creep alert. And by 2003, he was staring down 2 aggravated robbery charges. Out on bail, Moises was a walking red flag, but Farmersville didn't see it. He was just another local, blending in like a snake in the grass. And Rachelle, she was kind enough to give him a chance. Rachelle and Moises went to high school together, but they weren't tight, just faces in the same small-town crowd. So when Moises rolled up to a party at Rachelle's house in early March 2004, it was no big deal. Rachelle had opened her home for a chill night, friends catching up, music playing, maybe some bad dance moves. She welcomed everyone because that's who she was. All heart, no judgment. But Moises, he wasn't there for the vibes. He was scoping things out, memorizing her back door, her routine. This guy was already plotting, and Rachelle, bless her soul, had no clue. March 17th, 2004. It's a quiet night. Rachelle's just been to her parents' place picking up diapers and formula for Avery. She tucks her baby girl into her crib, calls Pam and Mark to say, "We're home, love you," and settles in. Her little house is her sanctuary, filled with Avery's giggles and dreams of a brighter future. But outside, Moises is lurking. He knows the back door's unlocked. Farmersville's trust was its charm, and he used it like a weapon. Thanks for nothing, Moises, you absolute lowlife. He slips inside silent and sinister. Furniture's toppled, the mattress is skewed, the headboard's splintered. Rachelle fights because she's a mom, and Avery's her reason to live. But Moises overpowers her, rips her from her home, and leaves Avery alone, cold, hungry, crying in the dark. A 6-month-old, abandoned, while her mom's world crumbles. That's the kind of pain that sticks with you. Moises drives Rachelle to a field near his house, a place where the stars can't see his shame. What happens next is pure evil. He chokes her until she's out cold. He assaults her, stealing her dignity. He strangles her again because apparently he's got to make sure. And then this so-called genius stabs her in the throat like he's auditioning for worst human ever. Moises, what is your deal? Days later, when the cops start circling, he panics. He goes back, wraps Rachelle's body in a tarp, hauls it to a creek on his cousin's land, and douses it in gasoline. Lights a match, poof. He thinks he's erased her like some budget crime lord. Newsflash, Moises, you're not slick, you're just pathetic. Morning breaks, and Farmersville's heart stops. Pam O'Neil swings by Rachelle's place, worried after no answer on the phone. She walks in, and it's like a horror movie. The house is trashed. Rachelle's purse and phone are right there, but she's gone. Then Pam hears it. Avery's faint cries from the crib. A baby, alone, scared, needing her mom. Pam's world shatters, but she holds it together for Avery, calling Mark, calling the cops. Farmersville leaps into action. Search parties comb the fields, flyers with Rachelle's smiling face cover every pole, and vigils light up the night with candles and prayers. This town isn't just looking for a neighbor, they're fighting for their daughter, their sister, their friend. And who's out there pretending to help? Moises Mendoza, shaking hands with Pam and Mark, mumbling fake condolences, acting like he's not the one who broke their world. This guy's got some nerve, playing hero while Rachelle's body lies hidden. Disgusting doesn't even cover it. March 23rd, 2004, a guy hunting arrowheads near a creek stumbles on the unthinkable. Human remains, charred, barely there. Dental records confirm it's Rachelle. Farmersville's hope burns out, replaced by grief that feels like a punch to the gut. Her family's left with memories and a 6-month-old who will never know her mom's voice. But the next day, Moises slips up. He blabs to a friend, spilling every gory detail like it's no big deal. "Oh yeah, I did it." Real bright mastermind. The friend, thank God, isn't down with that and calls the cops. March 24th, Moises is arrested. In the interrogation room, he lays it all out: choking, assault, stabbing, burning. His excuse? "I turned into the devil." Bro, the devil's got better standards. You're just a spineless nobody who hurt someone who trusted you. Fast forward to 2005, Collin County Courthouse. Moises faces capital murder charges, and the prosecution's got him cornered. DNA evidence, the wrecked bedroom, his own confessions. It's game over. They dig into his past, beating his family, assaulting a kid, robbery charges. A psychologist, Mark Vegan, paints a picture of a guy who's emotionally stuck at 12, loves playing people, and flips out when you call him on it. Moises sounds like the worst kind of party crasher. The defense tries to pull the sympathy card. Rough childhood, maybe some mental health issues, but it's not landing. The jury's thinking about Rachelle, her love for Avery, her dreams cut short. They're picturing that crib, empty of a mother's touch. June 23rd, 2005, Moises is guilty. 4 days later, the jury drops the death penalty. Texas doesn't mess around. Moises walks out, face blank, no tears, no words, just a void where a soul should be. For 19 years, Moises sits on death row, throwing every appeal in the book. "My lawyer was trash. That jail fight story was fake. Nice try, dude, but the evidence is a skyscraper and you're not getting over it. Courts slam the door every time." April 2025, the Supreme Court's done playing. April 23rd, 2025, Huntsville Unit. Moises is on the gurney, IV hooked up. For the first time, he sounds almost human. "I am sorry for having robbed you of Rachelle's life. To Avery, I robbed you of a mother. I'm sorry for that." He tells his family he's at peace. The drugs flow, and at 6:40 p.m., he's gone. He's 41. Pam O'Neil watches, her heart heavy with 21 years of pain. She says it plain. "He was put to sleep. He felt no pain. I wish I could say the same about my daughter's death." That's not closure. It's just the end of a nightmare that never should have started. Farmersville changed forever. The town that left doors unlocked now bolts them tight. Trust is a luxury they can't afford. Not after one of their own turned monster. Moises Mendoza's name is poison, a reminder that evil can wear a familiar face. Congrats, Moises, you're the worst kind of famous. But Rachelle, she's the heart of this story. Her parents, Pam and Mark, keep her alive with every story they tell. How she'd dance to Christmas music, how she'd spend hours making scrapbooks for Avery, how she dreamed of shaping young minds. They pour love into Avery, now 21, who carries her mom's strength and spirit, even if she never got to hold her hand. Rachelle wasn't just a victim, she was a daughter who made her parents proud, a friend who lit up every room, a mom who gave her all to a little girl who was her everything. Her light didn't go out. It lives in every memory, every candle lit in her name, every hug Avery gets from her family. Let's get real, fam. This case is a knife to the heart. Moises Mendoza stole a future, a family, a mom, and for what? Some lame, "I turned into the devil" excuse? Nah, that's just a weak man dodging the truth. He's not a devil. He's a coward who preyed on someone who welcomed him. But Rachelle's story is bigger than him. It's about a woman who loved fiercely, who built a home full of warmth, who left a legacy that outshines his darkness. She reminds us to hold tight to the people who make our lives bright, to fight for them like she fought for Avery. So let's honor Rachelle, live with her kind of love, check on your people, lock your doors, sure, but don't lock out the good stuff. Connection, kindness, hope. That's what Rachelle was all about. If this story moved you, hit that like button and drop a comment. What do you think of Moises' pathetic devil line? Subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Share this to spread Rachelle's light, not Moises' shadow. Until next time, stay safe, stay kind, and keep shining like Rachelle did. Peace out.